Hey everyone and mabuhay! I am Mark and James the Aberca and welcome to our first project-based vlog in EL105. I am so excited to share with you. For this project, I've been diving deep in reading comprehension strategies and I'm going to take you along in my learning journey. And now, we'll be focusing on 3 key strategies: QAR, reading guides, and story maps. These are foundational tools and I'll be explaining them step by step based on my research and the material I've been studying. Question-answer relationship. This is a fantastic strategy to help you understand where answer to questions come from. QAR helps secondary school students learn how to find the information that is important in their textbooks and how to ask different types of questions and find the answers to different question types. QAR help us think about whether the answer to a question is directly in the book or if we need to use our own thinking. As you can see in this visual, QAR divides question into 2 main categories, in the book and in my mind. QAR type number 1. In the book category, and the first type is right there. Right there questions are exactly what they sound like, and then answer is right there in the text, usually in one place. You can practically point your finger at it. Think of questions like who did, what did, where was, when was, who are, how many, and define. For example, the sentence is, the cat sat on the mat. Then ask a right there question, where did the cat sit? To answer this question, you can reread, scan, and look for keywords that match the question. Highlight the answer on the mat in the sentence. Moving on within the book category, we have think and search. These questions require a little more work. The answer is in the text, but it's not in just one place. You need to think and search in different parts of the text and put the information together to find the answer. The image gives us examples like how do you, what happened to, how many times, what examples, where did, explain, compare or contrast, make a list of, and what caused. For example, show a short paragraph with information spread across a couple of sentences. Ask a think and search question like why were the children happy? Highlight the different part of the text that provide reason for their happiness. Think and search questions you can skim or reread. Look for important information and piece together different parts from the text to answer the questions. Now we move on to the in my head category, starting with author and me. These questions require you to think about what the author has written and what you already know about the topic. The answer isn't directly in the text. You need to connect the text with your background knowledge or opinions. The image provides examples like predict, purpose, main idea, and author's opinion. For example, show a paragraph about protecting the environment. Ask an author-enemy question based on what the author wrote and what you know about pollution. What is one thing people can do to help? Encourage viewers to think about both the text and their knowledge. Finally, in my head category, we have on my own. These questions can be answered without even reading the text. They rely entirely on your own background knowledge, experiences, and opinions. The image gives example like, have you ever, if you could, if you were going, in your opinion, do you agree with, and how do you feel? For example, ask an on my own question related to a journal theme like, have you ever visited a park? What did you do there? Emphasize that the answer comes from personal experience. second reading comprehension strategy that I will introduce to you are the reading guides. What are reading guides? Simply put, they are tools designed to help you actively engage with a text. It explains that reading guides are intended to train students to assess their understanding while reading and to help them grasp the text organization by focusing on the key points. Think of them as a roadmap that guides you through the important parts of a reading assignment. They're not just about passively reading words, they're about actively thinking and interacting with the material. Reading guides can be in the form of questions or statements. The purpose of reading guides. Reading guides serve several important purposes. First, they significantly boost comprehension by providing direction. They help you understand the text more deeply. Second, they act as a navigation tool, making it easier to move through and make sense of complex reading materials. Finally, they help you to see the organizational structure of a text, allow you to identify main ideas, supporting ideas, and how everything fits together. How to create and use reading guides. This outline provides a clear process for creating and using effective reading guides, primarily for a teacher's perspective, but it can be adapted for students as well. First, identify the main ideas. The first crucial step is to pinpoint the central concepts and themes of the reading. What are the most important things the author wants you to know or to understand? Second, create questions or statements. Once you know the main ideas, grasp questions and information or statements that guide you to those ideas, and that ideas will support them. These can be what, why, how, and explain type questions. The third one is to introduce the material. Before dividing with the reading, it's helpful to get an overview. This might involve discussion the topic, highlighting the vocabulary, and providing text. 4. Raise the question. Now present the question or statements from the reading guide. This sets the stage for active reading. And number 5, monitor and support. This is more for teachers, but it's important to remember that reading is an active process. It sometimes requires support. It also connects the reading guides to reciprocal teaching. Reciprocal teaching is a collaborative approach where students take on roles like questionnaire, summarizer, and clarifier. Reading guides fit perfectly into this framework by providing the question that students can use to guide their discussions and deepen their understanding. So what exactly is a story map? Well, it's a graphic organizer that helps you identify or organize the key elements of a story. Think of it as a visual roadmap that guides you through the narrative. Story maps can help you provide a framework for identifying the elements of a story and teach you how to organize information and ideas. As you can see in this example, a story map typically has different sections that represent the crucial part of a story. Let's walk through each of them. The first section we often see is setting. This is where the story takes place. It includes the time and location where the events unfold. Thinking about the setting helps you visualize the story and understand the context in which the characters and events exist. Ask yourself, where does the story happen? Where does it happen? What does the environment look and feel like? Next, we have section 2, the characters. These are people, animals, or even imaginary beings who are part of the story. Identifying the main characters and understanding their roles, motivations, and relationships is key to comprehending the plot. Ask yourself, who are the main characters? What are they like? What are their goals? The third one is the beginning. Moving down, we find the beginning of the story. This section usually introduces the main characters, the setting, and often presents the initial situation or problem that sets the story in motion. Understanding the beginning helps you grasp the foundation of the narrative. Ask yourself, how does the story start? What are the initial circumstances? What problem or conflict is introduced? The fourth section is the middle. The middle section is where the main events of the story occur. This is where the characters face challenges, try to solve the problem, and interact with each other. The plot develops and becomes more complex in the middle. Tracking the events in the middle is crucial for understanding the story's progression. Ask yourself, what are the key events that happen? How do the characters try to solve the problem? What obstacles do they encounter? The fifth and the last one is the end section. This is where the problem is usually resolved and the event concludes. It might be reveal the outcome for the characters and any lessons learned. Understanding the ending helps you see the resolution of the narrative. Ask yourself, how is the problem solved? What are the characters in the end? Is there a message or lesson? So there you have it. QAR, reading guides, and story maps are powerful tools to enhance reading comprehension. Try incorporating these strategies in your reading routine and you'll be amazed at the difference it makes. Let us know which strategy you're excited to try. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!